NYC's top 10 most reviewed spots on Google Maps. This list, it's wild. No Michelin stars, no fine dining, zero elite vibes. Just the spots where everyone pulls up and drops their rawest opinions. But here's the real question. Is it God-tier quality or just a tourist trap? One of the most popular restaurants on this list, I personally would not recommend. And after this video, you might agree. Today, we're breaking down the 10 most popular restaurants in NYC based on Google reviews only. No sponsors, no ads, just numbers. Forget those paid travel guides. Today, Google Maps is our weapon of choice. We're diving deep into thousands of honest reviews to break these places down to their atoms. Just the facts. Let's kick it off with number 10. Number 10 on our list is the legendary Joe's Pizza. With over 24,000 reviews, this place isn't just a pizzeria, it's a New York institution. First, let's check out these glowing reviews. People are obsessed, calling it the perfect slice. The comments are flooded with fans claiming it's the best $5 I've ever spent in the city, and that it has the best thin, crispy crust in the world. Fun fact for Marvel fans, this is where Peter Parker worked as a delivery guy in Spider-Man 2, so you're literally eating a piece of cinematic history. On camera, it looks like a dream. Thin, juicy, and iconic. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Let's dive into the dark side and see what people are actually screaming about in the one-star reviews. Enough with the praise. Let's look at the mess. While the celebrities on the walls are smiling, the one-star reviews tell a different story. One disappointed local called it a thin, tasteless piece of mediocre pizza and a total tourist trap. Another customer was stunned by the service, saying, "My order never came, and when I finally got it, it was burnt to a crisp. Zero apologies." The biggest takeaway, most critics say it's just pointless hype for people who've never had real pizza. So, is it a legendary slice or just a 40-minute wait for a burnt cracker? In short, Joe's is a total pizza lottery where you either get a legendary slice or a burnt disappointment. It's a classic NYC experience, but the massive crowds have clearly made the quality hit or miss. Would you risk the line for this? And now, let's move on to number 9. Coming in at number 9 is Shake Shack. It's a total American calorie bomb, and as one reviewer put it, classic American indulgence. The feedback is glowing. Fans say the Smoke Shack burger is a delightful dance of tastes in my mouth, and the cheddar bacon fries are straight up legendary. Honestly, looking at these photos, I'm craving one myself. They look absolutely mouth-watering. The staff also gets huge praise for being incredibly energetic and full of smiles, delivering food quick as lightning. Customers call it a standout example of excellent service. But is it always perfect? Let's check out the dark side of the reviews. Wait until you see the one-star section, where perfection turns into a disaster. Guests call it absolutely overpriced and a total disappointment, fuming over disgusting bathrooms and tiny portions. One reviewer even said their milkshake tasted like a Yankee Candle and the chicken was burnt to a crisp. When the bill hits $50, you expect more than average fast food. Shake Shack tastes good, but that premium price tag is often out of touch with reality. Are we paying for quality or just the location? Let me know. And now, on to number 8. At number 8 is the iconic Katz's Delicatessen, a spot that lives up to its legendary reputation with crazy atmosphere and crazy good food. The star is the pastrami, which fans call easily the best sandwich ever. Tender, juicy, and packed with smoky, peppery flavor. One reviewer even described it as a delightful dance of tastes that's worth living for. You can literally feel the history on the walls while you wait, and the portions are massive. One sandwich can easily serve 2. Between the top-tier energy and the skill of the cutters, it's a must-see NYC experience. But has this legendary chaos become a breaking point for some? Let's look at the downsides. However, the one-star reviews tell a different story, calling it an overrated tourist trap. Even on weekdays, be ready to wait at least half an hour in the cold, only to face dirty tables and rude, standoffish staff. Locals warn that the food quality isn't what it used to be, describing the meat as tough and sinewy. As one disappointed customer put it, "Your pastrami will be cold by the time you eat it." A total waste of time and money when you can find better delis in Brooklyn without the crowds. In short, Katz's is more about the cultural experience than actual comfort. You're paying a premium for history and massive portions, but you might end up with poor service and a cold sandwich. Is it a legendary must-visit or just an overpriced attraction? And now, let's move on to number 7. At number 7 is Junior's Restaurant, often called an exceptional find right in the heart of the theater district. Guests praise the excellent service and attentive staff who keep the vibe alive even during rush hours. The real highlight, of course, is the cheesecake. Whether it's the pumpkin pie cheesecake or the carrot cake version, fans describe it as pure perfection. Looking at those rich, layered slices, it's clearly a dream come true for anyone with a sweet tooth. However, the experience isn't always flawless. Some guests have pointed out issues with the main menu, mentioning unpleasant flavors in the sauces and undercooked fries. There are also reports of awkward encounters with the management that made some visitors feel uncomfortable. Even the famous cheesecake has its critics, with some finding it too sweet and one-dimensional, suggesting that the expensive prices don't always guarantee a perfect meal. Junior's is a New York staple, but it seems the experience can be a bit of a gamble once you move past the desserts. You're paying for a legendary name, yet the consistency is sometimes missing. Now, let's move to number 6. At number 6 is the world-famous The Halal Guys. It's still unbeatable for the price, with huge, satisfying portions. People go to extremes, even driving over an hour and a half for that tender meat and creamy, rich white sauce. Just watch out for the red sauce. It packs serious heat in the best way. Honestly, looking at these loaded platters, I'm craving a bite myself. It looks like the ultimate NYC fuel, but the one-star reviews call it an overrated tourist trap. Fans are disappointed by dry chicken and bland, tasteless rice, saying even the famous sauce can't save a rushed meal. There's a lot of talk about the viral tax, higher prices for smaller portions that are mostly salad. As one local put it, it's a waste of calories, money, and time spent queuing. According to the reviews, while the spot remains a decent option for a quick bite, most longtime fans feel that its fame has taken a toll on the quality. The consensus is that it has become more of a hyped-up tourist brand where the taste no longer justifies the long wait or the rising prices. And now, let's move on to number 5. At number 5 is Tao Downtown, a spot famous for its unique and awesome atmosphere, featuring a massive statue and live DJs. Fans rave about the food, especially the incredible sea bass skewers and duck-fried rice. Every dish served here is a blend of fresh ingredients and masterful presentation, making dinner feel like a true event. It's a perfect mix of luxury and high energy where every corner is Instagram-ready, perfectly capturing the spirit of NYC nightlife. But the one-star reviews reveal a messier side. Guests report grossly unprofessional management and cases where staff act rudely despite a confirmed booking. However, the biggest downside mentioned by most people is that it's way too expensive, and even with a reservation, getting to your table can be a real struggle due to the chaotic entry process. Based on the reviews, Tao is a visual masterpiece where you pay for the vibe and the brand, but the service often fails to justify the premium price. The consensus is that the chaotic seating process and indifferent staff prevent the experience from feeling truly high-end. And now, let's move on to number 4. At number 4 is Carmine's, an Italian legend called an absolute must in NYC. It's famous for its old-school Italian charm and massive portions. Fans say one dish can easily serve 3 to 5 people. The vibe is bustling and full of energy, and the desserts are simply to die for. It's the ultimate spot for Italian comfort food, where a single order of lasagna can feed an entire group of hungry diners. However, many label it a tourist trap. Guests complain about rude and aggressive staff at the entrance and chaotic seating, even with a reservation. The noise level can be overwhelming, and requests for a quieter table are often ignored. Most alarming are the hygiene complaints, with one customer even reporting a worm in their food, while the restaurant failed to respond to any messages. Based on the reviews, Carmine's is great for those who love huge plates, but hospitality and cleanliness are often sacrificed for high volume. The consensus is that while the portions are massive, the rude entry staff and lack of oversight can easily spoil the meal. And now, into the top 3. Number 3. Next is Ellen's Stardust Diner, a spot famous for its unique experience, where servers are professional performers who fantastically sing Broadway hits while you eat. Fans call it one of the best nights in New York, thanks to the incredible energy of the staff. The food is solid too, with guests loving the delicious nachos and vegetarian options. It's a high-energy musical celebration where every server is a talented artist, making your visit unforgettable. However, the one-star reviews tell a different story. With no reservations, you can end up waiting in line for 1.5 hours only to be seated in a basement away from the action. Guests are often stunned by the bill, almost $200 for a few burgers, which many feel is way overpriced. There are also complaints about terrible service from staff who ignore guests to stay on their phones or act dismissive when issues arise. Based on the reviews, Ellen's Stardust is a gamble. You're either part of a Broadway show or stuck in a basement with an expensive burger. And now, number 2. Next up is the legendary Lombardi's Pizza, America's first licensed pizzeria since 1905. Fans say it lives up to its legendary reputation with a coal-fired crust that has the perfect char. The margarita is called outstanding, and the clam pie is a must-try for its rich flavor. It's a classic NYC spot where you can taste the history and tradition in every slice, making it a top choice for those seeking an authentic old-school atmosphere that truly lives up to the hype. However, critics frequently call it a tourist trap. The biggest issues are the cash-only rule, servers opening $10 water bottles without asking, and inconsistent quality. Reviews mention canned tasting sauce and cold pizza, with one diner even being told to eat outside in the cold because they paid online. Based on the reviews, Lombardi's relies more on its history than its current performance. The consensus is that while it's a cool historic landmark, the lackluster service and mediocre food make it a disappointment for many pizza lovers. And finally, number 1, Hard Rock Cafe. It's an amazing experience with a calm and enjoyable atmosphere featuring instruments of the greatest rock stars. Guests love the staff who honestly care and make lots of jokes, saying the prices really match the quality of the food. It's the perfect spot when you need a dose of rock and roll right on Times Square. On the flip side, critics call it the most bland-tasting food, claiming McDonald's looks like a better option. Staff at reception can be rude about your arrival time, and the kitchen sometimes serves steaks so tough you couldn't get the knife through, with the meat being a dark blue color inside. Great for music lovers and iconic photos, but a gamble for foodies. The consensus: you pay for the legendary vibe, but risk an inedible disappointment if the kitchen has a bad night. Remember, at these iconic spots, you're buying the vibe and the brand, while food and service are always a gamble. A legendary name doesn't guarantee quality, so don't let the hype cloud your judgment. Choose wisely.